Thank you for watching Ben Television. This is a special edition of You Decide. We give you information, facts, and analysis, but at the end of the day, you decide. We hope to be having an interview with two honorable commissioners from Nigeria, and we want to hear the side of the story from Governor Uzodinma, and we have this rare privilege to have this discussion with his commissioners. I'm going to wait for the studio to inform me if our two honorable commissioners are in the studio, and then we can take off. In the meantime, we have one of our greatest sons living in Milan with us again, Mark Godwin. Mark, you are welcome to the program.
The Shegun Johnson, thank you.
Was wonderful when we discussed with Governor Okorocha the other day, and we told him that this will happen, that Governor Uzodinma will want to clarify things and bring his own side of the story. And he said, go ahead, I'm ready for it. So here we are again, less than a week, and we want to hear from the side of the governor. I think we're studio. Please inform me if we have our guests from Nigeria. In the meantime, Mark, tell us the exploits we are making in Italy. I mean, what Nigerians, because you were telling us last week before Governor Rochas came in, could you please tell me what's the name of the Nigerian who is the senator? Because today we saw a picture of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who was well received and she was entering. I mean, that was gorgeous. You say, yes, I'm proud to be a Nigerian. Even though so many things are happening back at home that you are not proud of, but these Nigerians have made us proud all over the world. And like you rightly said last week, there's this cliche: every Nigerian outside Nigeria, they are washing gutters, they are sweeping the floor, and they continue sleeping and waking in that kind of undercut. But we who are abroad know the great things Nigerians are doing. My personal GP here is a Nigerian, and they are the best doctors in the United Kingdom. So people still wallow in their abject poverty of mind, what they say about Nigerians abroad. But we know that they do well, and that a Nigerian is a senator, the upper chamber of Italy. Please tell us more what good Nigerians are doing in Italy.
It's a great thing. Like we were saying last time, a lot of Nigerians are really pulling strings here. You guys in the UK, you've been able to level up. Nigerians in the UK are really, it has come a long way. You have more people in professional angles in the UK. What happened here in the west of Europe is it's still brewing. Now, one major thing is dissemination of information. When I came here, I found out that nothing speaks for the Nigerians in this part of Western Europe. Nothing speaks for them, So the Italian news, the local news, the regional news talks just about them Italian. And when they will say anything about the foreigners, not even only Nigerians, when they will say anything about foreigners, it's something not too pleasant. So,
okay. But yeah, I will give you a chance to tell us more. Okay. We have the distinguished publisher of Trumpet with us now, and I'm very grateful that you could come in at so short a notice, because we started a business last week, and we told Governor Okorocha that the other side will be replying, and they have not wasted time to reply that we should hear their own side of the story. So we are waiting for two honorable commissioners from Nigeria to come in. And so Femi Okutubo, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, I'm going to ask you while we're waiting for while we are waiting
Oh, thank you so
for
much, my brother. Nice, nice having you again this week.
Yes, I see you too.
while we are waiting for our guests, I will soon ask you one or two questions. Let me ask Mark. Please continue to tell us what Nigerians are doing that are
Yes,
very brilliant in Italy.
yes, wonderful things. I tell you, wonderful things. So, interestingly, about three years ago, a party came into the house, a political party here in Italy. They call them the Legal North. Now, a major player, a major figure in the Legal North is a Nigerian called Tony Iwobi, a 62-year-old Nigerian. He's been here for years. Now, take note also, we have quite a number of Nigerians that schooled here, that went to professional courses, went for professional courses, went for all fields of endeavors here in Italy. Now, because of that same racial profiling that we all suffer, most of them are also not being placed in strategic places where they could really make more impact. But they're schooled here. They have their degrees here. A lot of them are doctors. A lot of them are technicians, engineers. We have every field you can think of here in Italy. Nigerians, doing great things. And last time I forgot to tell you also, in the sports field, Nigerians are heavyweights here. We have, I
Wow.
know, yes, I know so many young Nigerian kids that have grown, that were born here, and they are all involved in the sport sector. And not just in that local level, but also international. We have a girl that once represented Italy. You see, when it comes to the good thing, they will now say it's an Italian, Then
Yeah, I
when
know, I know. That's what they do. That's what they do here.
yes. So when it's something that's not too, they say, all Nigerians are. No, it's a misinformation. So what we are really praying for and what we desire is to have more mouth speak for us, more people to stand up like I'm trying to do in our little way, and
Yeah.
have more people disseminating information, giving out in details, giving out info on what Nigerians are actually doing here in Italy. You see,
Okay.
yeah. So if we can have more mouth speaking, a lot of the message will be spread around, and people
Oh,
will know it is not what they hear. Right
thank
there,
you. Thank you very much for that. I understand our guests are about to be brought in, but
okay.
before we see them on the screen, let me ask the great publisher, Chief Femi Okutubo. He's been around for a while, not only publishing the trumpet. Uh, Everyone knows about trumpet in the United Kingdom, but he does this GAB award, which has gone far and wide, and he does it in even two cities, one in Manchester, one in London, and it's gone, and the British government knows about it, and even buys into it. So Chief Femi, you want to tell us more about GAB Awards? We're using this time to showcase Nigerians abroad. And so, how did it start? And what are the things that we should look out for this year?
Thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. The GAB Award started in 1999 as an extension of the ideals of the Trumpet newspaper itself. While the Trumpet newspaper is out to report or highlight the various achievements that are happening within the community, we felt that there was the need to actually go one step further by actually identifying and rewarding those who are contributing to the promotion of the positive image of Africa and Africans around the globe. And that's how the GAB Award started in 1999. Now, over the years, it's gone through different phases from an event that just started in London. We expanded the scope to include the city of Manchester so that we could get more people from around the country. Obviously, you have London in the south of the England, and then you have Manchester in the north. So, and the awards are not just restricted to people in those cities. So we have people coming from various parts of the country. We even honor people from outside of the United Kingdom as well. But the good thing is that the last year's event, which took place in December, obviously as a result of the pandemic, was an event that we actually had to hold virtually online. And the good one unique thing about that event is that it even made our objective or our mission a lot more easier, because over the years we have been looking for a way to try and expand the event beyond the shores of the United Kingdom. So last year's virtual event, which I will see more as a test run, was an opportunity for us to bring people even from other parts of the globe. We had a number of recipients, nominees and recipients who are actually from the United States. For example, we had people from Belgium. So that's where the Gab Awards is now. And it's an event that seeks to really showcase Africans around the globe, Africans and friends of Africa who are contributing to the promotion of the positive image of Africa and Africans around the globe.
So, if I may ask you, what are the criteria and how do you search for the person with these criteria? Because some people may be looking in one corner doing a good thing. How do you search for that person and what are the criteria you are really looking for? Because this is a good thing for us to know that Nigerians and indeed Africans are doing great things all over the world, and the stereotype of washing gutter should get out of people's minds.
Thank you very much for that. In terms of the criteria, there's a very simple criteria, which is as simple as saying we're looking for people who are promoting the positive image of Africa or Africans around the world. As simple as that. Now, that means that and as simple as it sounds, that means it's so open to many people. There's one thing unique about the Gab Awards. We do not say that we're looking for the best doctor or the best fashion designer, because to some extent it's a bit subjective. How do you compare a fashion designer, for example, who designs bridal wear to another one who designs using maybe kente, or who does cultural wears using ashoke? So what we tend to do is we have in any given year, the nominees come in, there's a short list, try to match the entries that we have for that particular year, and choosing the best in terms of those who actually fit the criteria. Now, the other thing to say as well is that also means that we may have 2 or 3 recipients who actually win in a particular category, because again, we're not saying we're looking for the best this. What we're saying is we're looking for those who are really excelling in what they do in that particular category. The full criteria is actually on the website as well, which is gabawards.com. But that's one way in which we're able to do the shortlist. The other area by which we're able to do the shortlist is based on the fact that because we work within the community through the newspaper, over the years, we have stories and information that comes our way in terms of what people are actually doing in their own, little sphere, which may be having an impact on the image of the community or even the continent as a whole. So that's another source through which we bring in names that go into the shortlisting process for us to have our shortlist for the year.
Well, this is very, very informative, because everyone will now know where to go and to showcase what they're doing here in Europe or indeed the Western world. This will help us to make everybody in Africa to have the globalized sense that you could be useful anywhere in the world. And of course, that has been what has happened in the last 40 years. People have traveled far and wide and they have been doing their best, exposing their talents. we hope that the stereotype that people go abroad and sweep the roads, we hope it will soon go, because the best of Africans are everywhere here. Maybe let me ask our friend Mark in
Yeah.
Italy, Mark in Milan. I love that name, Mark Milan. And Mark in Milan, but Mark Milan. So, Mark, you were telling me earlier on that Milan is the biggest city in Europe.
Yes, Milan is the fourth biggest city in Europe. You have the UK, obviously, standing out number one, London, and you have Paris, then you have Berlin in Germany, then Milan.
Okay.
Yes, Milan is what you call more of a cosmopolitan. It's a cosmopolitan city with a strange attachment to it. You have this Medieval building. It's these vintage old structures. Now what they did was merged it with the cosmopolitan scenery. So you have old medieval buildings merged with modern, beautiful, classy, exotic buildings. So
Mm.
yes, Italians are very good with structures and construction, very good with it. So there are new day every new week we have new sites springing up with very beautiful designs. Take note that there are companies here that handles good designs. They handle designs for train, for products, for buildings too. So they're able to bring out projects, architectural masterpiece, beautiful masterpiece all around. So
Mm.
new day, we're seeing something new. The land is being cleared out and something new just springs up. So that's Milan. They're coupled with the fashion sense they have. So here, close to me, just close behind me here is a place called Duomo. That's the center of the city where all fashion activity happens. So your Prada, your Gucci, your Joe Franco Ferrell, your Christian, everything ends.
Are they expensive? All those names you are mentioning, are they expensive in Milan, or you know what I mean? So if I
Yeah,
should come, I'll be able to buy.
yes, they are. But we have seasons when they do these stock sales. They bring out
Okay.
old stocks and put at a very reasonable rates for people to have those exotic things.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
good to know.
a lot of beautiful things happening. A lot of beautiful things. The COVID has not helped so much, but they are still able to make things happen. We still have fashion shows going on, regardless of the COVID, but this time in the virtual way. And they use all facilities also to make it look beautiful. So you need
Oh,
to
what
visit,
a wonderful time.
Milan, and I'm here for
I know
you.
we are using this time. I know we are using this time to discuss
Yes,
what
sir.
the Nigerians in diaspora or Africans in diaspora have been doing. But for our viewers waiting to hear from the honorable commissioners representing Governor Uzodima, it will not take too long. They are trying to get into the studio right now. You should understand that it's a virtual studio, so one or two mistakes have been made, but they are now being corrected to get into the studio. So we're going to have that show. They're going to tell us the story from the viewpoint of Governor Uzodima. You recall that last week we spoke with Governor Okorocha, telling us exactly his own side of the story. And yes, I understand that Honorable Onuegbu is in. Honorable Onuegbu is the Commissioner for Land Survey and Planning. We're going to welcome him in a second. Yes, please have is the second commissioner in also, so that we can formally start this program. We want to we want to start as soon as possible. And in fact, we can take off by discussing with the Commissioner for Land Survey and Planning, and then Honorable Commissioner Declan can then join us. So, studio, please inform me when we can link up with Honorable Onuegbu, and then we can take off immediately so that we hear from him. So we just wait a few more minutes while we are trying to solve the distance between Nigeria and London, actually, as we depend on technology to make this happen. So we are not going to wait for too long. It's going to happen. We want to hear the other side of the story of Governor Uzodimma, and it is important that we listen to that. I'm going to ask studio just to pep up our viewers what Governor Uzodimma at Abuja said not too long ago. Studio, can you please bring Governor Uzodimma the clip where he spoke to the president and what he said, so that our viewers can watch it while we wait for the commissioners to appear. And I'm waiting here. Just inform me once the commissioners are available to speak, then we take off.
This is the second time in the year 2021 President Muhammadu Buhari is formally engaging Governor Hope Uzodimma of Imo State. The latest was for the governor to express appreciation to the president for supporting his efforts at restoring and maintaining peace and stability in Olu zone following the breakdown of law and order.
It was on my invitation that the military came, and I did that because I know the situation was beyond the local arrangement. We needed help, and the help was given to us. Those that came, through their intelligence, identified where these people were, and I can tell you, all the people arrested, all the rifles recovered are intact. The people are under interrogation. Not even one soldier or one of those militants died in the process. And as I speak to you, the situation has come down to normal. People are now going about their businesses, and those caught will soon be charged to court. Let anybody politicize it, but I have a responsibility to protect the lives of my people. God knows, if I have the opportunity to see any man who is taking lives, I will confront the person head on.
The governor also used the opportunity to clear the air on the reported arrest and detention of Senator Rochas Okorocha, saying he has no hand whatsoever in what has befallen the former governor of the state.
You recall that before I became the governor, the head of administration set up a judicial panel of inquiry to look into accusations and allegations of lands, converting government lands to personal properties, and then removing private lands from individuals and giving to other individuals. The judicial panel of inquiry, chaired by a judge, met and they concluded their job, and their white paper has since been raised. You know, institutions, the agencies that are involved with implementation are doing their job. I am not directly involved. It is a position taken by government. There's a difference between governor and government. The government of Imo State sealed their property, and I think that if there's anything anybody considers that is not right, the person should go to court to address the issue, not to take laws and or take to self-help. Government is a serious business, and I'm very serious. But people should know the difference between being a governor and the government decisions and policies. And you know, we took oath to protect our laws. We shouldn't be part of any arrangement to violate our laws.
Governor Uzodimma promised to remain unrelenting in his efforts at protecting and defending the interests of Imolites. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Well, we saw that last week. We're just recapping so that all our viewers will know what are at stake. Now we have in the studio two honorable commissioners, and we understand that they will be ready to take questions. I'm just waiting for the final. I'm waiting for the final go ahead. Uh, One is in right now. May we have the commissioner that is in? I hope as Honorable Enyinnaya Onuegbu, the commissioner for land survey and planning, who have been with us. You are welcome, Commissioner. You're welcome, Honorable Commissioner Onuegbu. My name is Shegun Johnson. I'm anchoring this program. We thank you for coming to this special episode of You Decide. Welcome, sir. I want to know if you are hearing me, your Honorable Commissioner. Are you hearing what I'm saying, sir? Or you need to unmute.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Is it unmute now? We just. Honorable Commissioner, we want to hear you. Good afternoon, sir. Just bear with us, everyone. We're trying to sort out our technology. So let's make sure that the Honorable is with us. We'll go on a short break and we'll return very soon. This is You Decide special edition. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You must hear the two sides of the story.
Ben Television has been going for almost 2 decades now, representing the African, Caribbean, and ethnic communities in the diaspora, especially based in the United Kingdom. We have been providing content, various programs to empower, make an intervention, deliver, and enlighten the mainstream community about what it is to be a BAME in the United Kingdom. For almost 2 decades, this has been our ethos, bridging the gap. Now we seek for your support and partnership in delivering what we need to achieve in the coming generation for our youth, either through training, mentorship, empowerment for their entrepreneurial skill, talent, and in their business. Ben Television, bridging the gap, you're welcome to be with us. Thank you very much for joining and being partners of Ben TV, creating that bridge between the mainstream and the other communities in the United Kingdom and in Europe.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Sene. I'm an HSGP and I'm originally from Nigeria. And as you can tell, I'm black. Now, I've been lucky enough to have my COVID-19 vaccine and I feel all the better for it. I know some people are concerned about this vaccine due to some of the negative information going about the internet. One of this negative information is that the government wants to use this vaccine to wipe out a certain aspect of the population. Another negative information is that this vaccine contains microchips with which the government wants to control us. Now, I work as a senior doctor in one of the COVID-19 vaccination hubs, and from one vial of the vaccine, we drop several doses. This we give to people of different races. Now, I have looked at the vaccine, and there are no microchips on them, and there's no particular vial that's left for any particular race. So please do not let this negative information stop you from having a potentially life-saving vaccine. If you're concerned and you want to speak to someone, speak to your GP so you can make an informed decision. However, if you want to speak to someone like yourself, someone from your race, like me, email us at covid19@afrogp.co.uk and we'll get someone to call you back. Stay safe.
Ben TV, your ethnic and Africa-led television, welcomes your input, contribution and support to facilitate our continuous program production, campaign for projects and other media-related services. We have been here for closer to 2 decades.
Thank you for watching Ben Television. We've been waiting for the technical issues to be solved in Nigeria. We have not yet got a good response. And so we will be discussing the importance of Nigeria and certain issues. Technology is one of them. And I have very formidable Nigerians with me in the studio. As soon as we have the honorable commissioners back online, I suspect is with the Wi-Fi. If they're not very strong, then it will be difficult connecting them. But they're working on it. Our correspondents in Nigeria are working on that, and we'll bring you live the position of Governor Uzodimma concerning the taking of his property at Royal Palm Estate. I understand one of them is back. Hallelujah. Yes, studio, please connect me with the Honorable Commissioner.
I'm hearing you very loudly.
Good afternoon, sir. Honorable Onuegbu.
Good afternoon, Dr. Shehu.
Yes, we're very glad to have you here. And we are highly honored that you have accepted our invitation. Of course, you are the Commissioner for Lands, Survey and Planning in Imo State. And when we consulted with... Yes, sir. It's nice to have you. And I was just trying to inform our viewers your position in the Imo State government. I'm sure they would like to know that you are the Commissioner for Land Survey and Planning, and we're glad that you are here. We will wait for your counterpart, Honorable Declan, so that he can always meet us and discuss the issues at stake. Without wasting much time, sir, we interviewed Senator Rocha Okorocha last week, and we discussed several things concerning the seizure, as he saw it, of his estate in Imo State. And he felt that the matter was in court and the governor should not have gone ahead to seize his own land. We want to hear from you, sir. Why did the Imo State government seize that property, the Royal Palm Estate? What is the background story to it, and why did the governor or the government have to seal the whole place, and what really happened? We want to hear the story from the governor's side. Yes, sir. We'd like to hear from you, sir.
Network is poor. I have difficulty.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
I will try as much as possible to assuage your inquisition. Yes, my name is Enyinnaya, Onuegbu. I am the Honorable Commissioner for Lands, Survey and Physical Planning. So that we have Economic Planning Office. So my name is Physical Planning. And I'm supposed to be on air with my colleague, Honorable Declan, Emelumba, Commissioner for Information. Incidentally, there are some hitches. He would not be here. So you can take all with me, especially because the subject you're discussing actually emanated from my jurisdiction. That is my position, my office. The first thing is to let you in on the background to all this.
Yes, sir.
The Senator Etelbert Anayokrocha deserves his status, having governed us for 8 years. And this should not be taken as an attempt to impugn on him or to abuse him or to disrespect him. But in this circumstance, he is actually the aggressor. But I will go to the background. Imo State government under Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha as governor constituted a judicial commission of inquiry into lands and related matters in Imo State between June 2006 and May 2019. This is the report I have here. Now, when His Excellency Governor took over the reins of government, I'm not appearing, took over the reins of government, he gave fresh mandate to that commission because he told us that government is a continuum and that the good things seen from the previous administration will be continued. And it was actually or that passed by the Executive Council of Imo State, and they agreed to continue their, extended their time, and gave them all the required logistics to function. That the fact that the personnel appointed by the then head of administration were not completed the work. That is the first point to take home. The administration inaugurated this commission. We inherited it, and because Imo people desired it, we allowed it to continue till they complete their work. Now, modalities were the acquisition of land of individuals by the then administration, previous administration, of taking land from individuals, lands that had C of O were given to third parties without revision orders. Now the commission over 8 months complete work. The commission was set up under the Tribunal of Inquiry Law, which is at Imo State. Now, when they complete the ESCO, the government produced, as it were, the ESCO that the Executive Council of Imo State discussed and approved the report of the commission. It was reduced in the form of a white paper as well to the supplemental legislation. Just like when the House of Assembly passes a budget, the executive will the state is to be carried out. And in the inquiry, if you remember when we had a
We're sorry for the poor audio there. We're certainly having challenges from the Nigerian end. Very sorry for the poor audio.
The government then, persons whose only crime, as it were, their office will be confiscated, and they were indeed confiscated by Imo State government. Nobody went to court to confiscate those property. Case the government gazette gave me directives as the commissioner for lands to go about affecting the decisions of The background is, as it affects former Governor Korocha, we would ask him, before he became part of it as a green veg, part of it as a watershed, water work. That is where the public water supply is headed. He became governor. You would ask him as governor, how does it acquire
Studio
and give it to his wife if it is his wife that
studio, we just have
family?
to.
Now, why did he have to apportion an open space, a green veg, a watershed property that was not supposed to be built on, and due
Studio, we have to get back to Nigeria to readjust their technology. Studio, please call Nigeria and inform them to readjust. There are too many blank spaces to fill
and
in.
the commission said that building or those buildings on that open space, not the master plan.
Well, yes, Mark, what is your impression about the technology in Nigeria?
It's sad. This is also one area I think we should put, if the other commissioner comes in, because he says he's the commissioner of communication,
information and strategy.
Yes, the communication flow and data frequency in Nigeria is terrible. It's so terrible that apart from what we're experiencing now, you can't just make that straight, simple call to Nigeria and have free flow of network. So,
yeah.
Yes, it's so sad. And some of these network providers are actually they are big companies that understand communication and that sphere of activity. But right there in Nigeria, their performance reduced. They are not living up to that real communication, networking expectations that we want to have in Nigeria. I don't know.
Let me ask our colleague, Femi, what's your take on this performance? What's your take on this performance?
It's a very, very sad showing, I must say. And I'm looking at it from two different perspectives. I'm looking at it from the perspective of the telecommunication companies, but I'm also looking at it from the perspective of the government itself. People pay so much for telecommunication services, and one is not necessarily getting the best, best level of service. It's not unusual that you find that Nigerians in Nigeria will probably need to have 2, 3, 4 phones from different networks, because one network may work in one part of in one location, the others won't. So that's one angle to it on the side of the communication companies, in the sense that they make so much money, but the service is really nothing to write home about. I have the experience where even when you look at the cost of data in Nigeria, it is just so exorbitant for a very, very poor service. But even on the showing, on the side of the government itself, the Imo State government, these are representatives of the first citizen of the state. This is the state government. I would expect that to be able to sort of communicate with the outside world, they should have mastered the art. There should be a backup, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of whatever services they're using in terms of data services. The fact that one hasn't been able to achieve that doesn't really, it's not sending the right signal as far as the Imo State government is concerned.
Let me ask the studio where we are. Studio, where are we? Are we ready to continue? What for the information of our viewers, the studio is asking the Nigerian counterpart to change maybe location so that they could get a good frequency or something like that. So they want to change the room or the position of the instruments or something to make it happen. And that's where we are at the moment. And Femi and Mark are right. These are the representatives of the governor of the state. They could be negotiating with the outside world on a matter concerning the state. And you can imagine how their counterparts will feel in other countries when they are having a serious negotiation and is failing. The real issue at stake we have not even discussed. Um, the little I could understand from what the Honorable Commissioner for Land said was that they have set up a tribunal and the executive of the Imo State has passed a position on it, and that the estate should be sealed. That's how far he went that I could get. But I cannot be speaking for him. We really want to hear from them. Maybe we could avert a battle on our hands. Maybe people could have an informed opinion, and then we'll have a better governance. The reason for this kind of discussion is not just to applaud or to make someone feel good, but to see where we can come together and have a flowing governance. I recall Mark asking the former governor Rochas Okorocha to please look for a way of resolving this issue. And Senator Okorocha said, yes, it's my brother. We will want to resolve it, but we cannot resolve until we hear the other side of the story. So we will still continue to wait for when Mother Luck will help us in the technology of Nigeria. Hopefully, we'll be able to restore it in the few minutes to come. In the meantime, we want to continue our earlier discussion. The great things Nigerians are doing all over the world, how they have been respected and appointed into positions. Femi and Mark, let me ask you, please. The Joe Biden administration has appointed three Nigerians into the cabinet, and we've read the story. It went worldwide. How do you feel? And if you want to comment on Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, please do. I mean, these are great news for diasporans that we are somebody. For long, they've taken us too lightly. Let's start from you, Femi. What do you see to all these people working for Joe Biden? They're Nigerians.
First reaction, it's good. But then what I don't want us to lose sight of is the fact that, yes, it's nice that we're classifying them as Nigerians, but I think there are more of Americans than Nigerians, and it's a sad reflection of the brain drain that we have in our country. We have a situation where in Nigeria, merit rarely finds its way to the top. What you seem to have many a times is mediocrity being reigning over merit. And unfortunately, that has led to a situation where many of the best brains of the country are outside the country rather than inside the country itself. But again, I think there are examples and there are lessons to be learned from this. And I can also say that from personal experience as well. Here in the United Kingdom, you don't need to know Boris Johnson or a Secretary of State before you get well. Let me put that in context, but let me even say specifically as far as, say, for example, our industry is concerned. To get advertising, you don't need to go and lobby for it. You don't need to pass money under the table to get that. you need to build your audience, you need to work on your product or service and make sure that it meets the test of time, and naturally things will flow your way. Now, that is not to say that certain things are not happening, which is why I was a little bit cautious, because again, we've heard so much about a job for the boys, especially in the midst of this pandemic, where a number of contracts were said to have gone to friends of politicians and so on. So I'm not necessarily looking at that. But what I'm also saying, what I'm really trying to bring out of this is that in Nigeria, it is very difficult many a times for you to get things done, even though you might be the best at what you do, if you do not know someone in a high place. So that's one of the key differences. And the mere fact that we have Nigerians excelling outside the shores of the country means that there's a need for the country to have a second look. We cannot continue to run the country as it is. We need to have a situation where the best of Nigeria's brains are actually within Nigeria trying to develop the country. And so that's my take on the matter.
Well, thank you very much. I would have loved to ask Mark something about Okonjo-Iweala, but I understand that our guest is back, and so we'll just want to go back to the reason for this special episode. Please, studio, bring back Honorable Onuegbu. Thank you for joining us again, sir. It's a pity that the Wi-Fi did not cooperate with us. Please, we got you last by saying that the matter was started with Governor Ihedioha's administration, and Governor Uzodimma took over from him, and then the matter was later, the result of the tribunal was presented to the EXCO, and the ESCO said that the estate should be sealed. That's how far we got it. You may wish to continue, sir. You need to unmute. You need to unmute. You need to unmute, sir. We want you to unmute so that we can hear you. Sir, you need to unmute. Aha.
If he presses the button where it says mic, to make sure that there's no diagonal line across it.
Yes. Just bear with us, everybody. We shall get there. We just need to unmute the Honorable Commissioner, and then we'll hear what he's saying. So please unmute, sir. Like Mark said, there's this red line on the microphone, and then you need to press that microphone, and the red will disappear. Somebody taught me to, so, and I wasn't born with it, so I'm not claiming any specialty. I believe the Honorable Commissioner is trying to resolve it. So let's just be patient. The issues at stake are very high. We don't want to see anything negative in our hands. So whatever we in the media can do to resolve issue. I recall very well that Senator Rocha Akorocha said he's ready to send an olive branch to Governor Uzodimma so that there will be no discrepancies. He said it's my brother and I'm ready to help. And so we are just facilitating the platform to ensure that there is no problem in Imo State. So we still grapple with our challenges in technology. Um,
This
yes, it's coming back.
somebody's TV. Somebody watching. It's muted here.
Yes, it's unmuted now. I think we can hear you now, sir. Well, well done, sir. Yes, sir. How are we doing, sir? Has it been unmuted, sir? Let's just get it right. Let's be patient. Everybody be patient. What we need to do is to unmute it, and we shall hear the Honorable Commissioner. Yeah. The studio is trying to connect with them, that the Honorable Commissioner can now say something so that we will we will know whether we can hear him or not. I think the is coming up. Is coming up. In the meantime, Mark,
Yes.
how did you take the Okonjo Iweala's victory, becoming the WTO spokesperson?
Wow, great feat for the Africans, great feat for women, the women gender, and great feat for Nigeria. It's very impressive. Auntie Ngozi, like I'll call her, has shown that.
I like that one. That's how we call our seniors in Nigeria, isn't it?
You know, Nigerians, we call our seniors auntie. So Auntie Ngozi has done well. She did well with the Africa, with the banks, with the financial institution, and she has been able to also show that there is intelligence and dynamism in women, African women. So this morning she comes in Geneva, Lake Geneva, and in fact she has gone straight to work. She's pulling out one very good regulation this morning, and that's the fishery deal. The fishery deal where fish, the importation of fish, these will be removed, and there will be more regulation on importation of fish around the world. So
okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Let's stop there. Let's see whether we can hear from Barrister Onuegbu, the Honorable Commissioner for Land Survey and Physical Planning. Even if we don't see him, we can still listen to him. Honorable Commissioner, are you hearing me, sir? Hello, Honorable Commissioner, are you there? Well. Maybe we have to reschedule because our viewers will want to know what's going on. Maybe, but only the studio can decide. Only the studio can decide whether we should reschedule. The studio, including the executive producer, Dr. Alice Shoyode, we have to reschedule this one. We can reschedule it to when it will be convenient, so that we can bring the other side of the story. A good journalism is the one that presents the two sides of the story, so that doesn't look like anyone is taking any side. But then we need people to have informed opinion. I'm just going to ask the studio one more time: is it worth going ahead, or we should ask the Imo State government to boost the Wi-Fi technology in the country. We need to know. We need to know what the, I mean, so that we can have their own side of the story. No decision is made. No one should take any decision right now. We have had the side of Senator Rocha Okorocha. We need to hear the side of Governor Uzodinma. Unfortunately, technology is letting us down. So we cannot say one side is saying the truth and the absolute truth. We must hear the two sides of the story before we get to any conclusion. I can only say that Ben Television will ensure that we have another time with the government of Imo State. As we speak, we have Ben Television representatives in the with the Imo State government arranging these meetings to come to pass. Well, if the meeting cannot come to pass because of technology, for now, so be it. We can always find time and revisit this issue. In the meantime, we suggest everyone should stay calm in Imo State. There should be no shooting, no maiming, no fighting. We want you to know what is right, what the two sides of the story we've heard from Senator Rocha Okorocha, and we need to hear from Governor Uzodinma, who has uh, given us two commissioners to speak on his behalf, which is fair enough. Unfortunately, we can't hear from them today, but as soon as we reschedule things, you will get to know. We will just spend 5 more minutes. After within the 5 minutes, we can't hear anything from Nigeria. We call it a day. Please, Mark, in 1 minute, tell me more. Sorry, I changed that one. Tell us more about Auntie Ngozi because she's enjoying the role and I'm enjoying it. I recall that she was the Minister of Finance and then Minister of External Affairs and then later to Finance, and all our debts were wiped away in Nigeria. And then she fought to be the WTO person, and America, Trump's administration stood against her, and well, the rest is history. The Trump administration was swept away, and here Joe Biden administration again. And now she came to her job for the first time today, even though she's been speaking in the last 10 days. Tell us more in 2 minutes before we close.
Yes, our big aunt Ngozi Iweala, she resumes this morning at the WTO headquarters in Geneva. And right away, she has gone to work. She's pulling out what you call a fishery deal. That's striking an agreement to help with the eliminating of subsidies on illegal and unreported or regulated fish business going on. So she's starting to
she's in good hands and on good grounds.
Yes,
well, we hope to hear more from her in days to come. Femi, we'll give you the last say for this program, albeit we will come. Both of you, please, when I call on you, knock on your door, please open, because we have to revisit the issue. We did it together last week. We must do it in the coming days. Femi, we give you the last say for this program.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to I just wanted to start by commenting on Mark's reference to Auntie Ngozi. Everybody likes a good thing, so at least we can claim her to be our auntie. I'm sure if it was on the negative side of on the negative list, we wouldn't be proud to call her auntie. But I think on a more serious note, the appointment, obviously, we saw the intrigues up to the run up to the announcement over the last coming months. We saw the role that the United States and President Trump played in it, and to see her coming out victorious, I think again is it's definitely something worthy of celebrating as Nigerians and as Africans around the world, to have a person of her stature in office, and would like to see more of such appointments. We have quite a few of them out there who are making us proud. You know, you have the Dr. Akiwumi Adeshinas, you have the United Nations as well, the Deputy Secretary General. So the more we have of this, even the better for the country. But at the same time as well, it just goes to show the kind of talent that we do have in our country, the kind of talent that we do have on our continent, and we're better off as a country developing those talents rather than frustrating them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a wonderful time. We hope to get in touch with Governor Uzodimma and see if we will get it right the next time we return. And I assure all our viewers, it won't be long because we have standby correspondents in Nigeria talking with the Imo State government. And of course, we'll be bringing you other interviews necessary for informed opinion. My name is Shegun Johnson. The television is Ben Television, and the program is You Decide. Until we come your way on Wednesday, when we'll be bringing you the latest on You Decide. Please stay tuned to Ben Television. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.